live class for Cambridge Grade 7 English Grammar. In the last class, we stopped by speaking about using could or were able to, was able to, etc. in sentences. We were dealing with the section let us practice. We dealt till the third one under the section A. Tick the correct option in each sentence. Uh, I gave you the answers of the first three and told you to do 4 and 5 as a homework, and the rest I told you that those will be dealt in this class. I hope you would have uh, found the answers for 4 and 5. The question 4 is, when we were in the village during summer, we could or were able to sleep longer. The answer is, when we were in the village during summer, we were able to sleep longer. We were able to sleep longer. Now, question number 5. In the village, everyone could or was able to ride a bicycle. The answer is could. In the village, everyone could ride a bicycle. Excuse me, let me please switch on one more light so that it will be more useful for you. It will be more easy for you to see what is there on the textbook. Let me make the vision clear. Hope now it's more clear. Okay, now the answer for question number 5 is could. In the village, everyone could ride a bicycle. Now 6. When I was in Kolkata 2 years ago, I could or was able to visit my aunt daily. The answer is was able to. When I was in Kolkata 2 years ago, I was able to visit my aunt daily. When I was in Kolkata 2 years ago, I was able to visit my aunt daily. Answer is was able to. Now 7. We could or were able to get a lovely view of the mountains from our hotel room. The answer is were able to. We were able to get a lovely view of the mountains from our hotel room. Now 8. My younger brother could or was able to work on a computer when he was 3 years old. My younger brother could work on a computer when he was 3 years old. The correct answer is could. My younger brother could work on a computer when he was 3 years old. So, I have given you the answers of the questions from 1 to 3 in the last class and from 4 to 8 in this class. There are certain things that you have to keep in mind about this section, this particular exercise that you have done just now. Remember, to say that something did not happen in general or on a specific occasion, we use could not or we use could not, was or were not able to. So, what all are the expressions that we use for saying that something did not happen in general or on a specific occasion. Could not or was or were, could not and was or were not able to. However, could not is more natural. So it is the most common and widely accepted or simple expression for saying that something did not happen on a specific occasion is could not. Example: when I moved to Delhi from Chennai, I could not speak Hindi at all. So, what is the expression that the textbook author used in order to say that something didn't happen uh, when he moved to Delhi from Chennai? Could not. The answer is could not. When I moved to Delhi from Chennai, I could not speak Hindi at all. Could not is the past tense, past form of the verb can. Now let us move on to the next section. Fill in the blanks with could, was or were able to, or could not, was not or were not able to. First one, I dash run 10 miles when I was young. The answer is I could run 10 miles when I was young. You don't have to say I was able to run 10 miles when I was young. You just need to say the past tense of can, that is could. I could run 10 miles when I was young. Now the next one, I dash tidy up my room just before they arrived. You can't say I could tidy up my room just before they arrived, because in certain cases where you want to say just before, in that case you should say was able to. I was able to tidy up my room just before they arrived. Now the third one, I thought I knew the way to his house, but I could not find it, is the answer. I thought I knew the way to his house, but if you are saying I was not able to find, the answer will be wrong. The correct answer is I could not find it. I thought I knew the way to his house, but I could not find it. So, in this sentence, the narrator got out of his house to find maybe his friend's house. Uh, Before moving from his house, he thought that he will be able to find his friend's house. But after getting out, or while he was on the way, he just found that he is unable to, or he could not find it. At the moment he is unable to do that. In that case, the the expression we have to use here is could not. I thought I knew the way to his house, but I could not find it. The narrator is speaking about what happened in the past. That's why it is given could not and not can. The narrator used could not because he is speaking about something that happened in the past. Now, the next one, the window kept creaking through the night. I sleep well. The word creaking means an irritating sound, especially that we can hear from a wooden object. In the textbook, it is given creaking. If a wooden object creaks, it makes a squeaking sound when it moves. Okay, so uh, those who have seen horror movies will understand. Uh, when someone is walking alone in a haunted house, after a few moments, he or she can hear the sound of wooden doors or wooden chair creaking. Hmm? Or just like someone has touched that uh, door or furniture seriously. Hmm? Okay, so here the answer is was able to. When the four, sorry, I just left, I just moved to the next one, sorry. We were dealing with the fourth one. The window kept creaking through the night. I was not able to sleep well. So we usually tell that uh, we usually speak about something that happened in the past, where we were not being able to do something. In that case, we will use w- we're not able to if we are if there are if there are many people, but here the narrator is alone, therefore it is given not was not able to. The window kept creaking through the night. I was not able to sleep well. When the next one, when the fog cleared, I was able to get to the top of the mountain. Is the correct answer. When the fog cleared, I dash get to the top of the mountain. You may feel that the answer is I could, but the correct answer is I was able to. So earlier the narrator was unable to climb the mountain, but now the fog has cleared. Because of that, the narrator is now able to get to the top of the mountain. But the event has happened. It is over. So the answer is was able to. When the fog cleared, I was able to get to the top of the mountain. Next one. Last summer, we had a severe drought. Few birds dash survive the heat. Last summer, we had a severe drought. Few birds dash survive the heat. The answer is just the past tense of can. That is could. Few birds could survive the heat. The answer is could. Those who are having a paper or book with them can note down the answer. Could. Last summer we had a severe drought. Few birds could survive the heat. For those who don't know the meaning of drought, drought is a condition when the uh, climate becomes very dry in a place, and rainfall will also be very low. The textbook writers have given a description here. Drought, shortage of water due to low rainfall, different from d- different from drought. Here the pronunciation is drought, and the other words pronunciation is drought. Here it is drought, and the here it is drought, and the other one is drought. I'll give you a homework. Find the meaning of uh, drought with the spelling DRAUGHT. Drought description is given in your textbook. Drought means shortage of water due to low rainfall. So you have to find the meaning of drought. Many of you usually get confused between the pronunciation of these two. DROUGHT should be pronounced as drought, and DRAUGHT should be pronounced as drought. Those who have learned phonemic symbols and phonetics will understand clearly about this. A plus U is equal to O, and O plus U is equal to O. Therefore, DROUGHT, it should be pronounced as drought, and DRAUGHT should be pronounced as drought. Okay, now let us move on to the next question. We dash get a hotel room because we had not booked in advance. We were not able to. The answer is were not able to get a hotel room because we had not booked in advance. The next one. Mom started taking driving lessons a month ago. Within a week, she dash drive confidently. The answer is she was able to drive confidently. Some of you might feel that the answer is could, but the correct answer is was able to. Mom started taking driving lessons a month ago. Within a week, she was able to drive confidently. The now ninth one. I dash remember what to say when I was on the stage. I was nervous like never before. I could not. The past tense of cannot. Could not. I could not remember what to say when I was on the stage. I was nervous like never before. 10th one. Though we reached the city, we could get a bus quite soon to go home. The correct answer is we could. Though we reached the city late, we dash get a bus quite soon to home. You may feel that some of you may feel that the answer is were not able to, but you can even get the answer by applying a simple trick. Here the gap given is not wide. Therefore, if the answer is were not able to, the gap will be a little more wide. Not because of that. The correct answer is we could get a bus quite soon. We usually say we man because by luck we got we got the ticket like that. If you want to say something that happened in the past, it happened in the past, and of an ability in the past, instead of using the unnatural were able to, you can use the natural form, that is could get a bus quite soon to go home. What would be the opposite of this? We couldn't. If the narrator haven't got a bus, If the narrator and his friends haven't got a bus, we would say we couldn't get a bus quite soon to go home. But here the answer is we could get a bus quite soon to home. Next one, 11th one. We got a seat in the last row. We dash see clearly what was happening on the stage. Here we are speaking about. Here we are clearly speaking about the. Here we are speaking about the ability or inability uh, to sense something that was happening on the stage. The ability of vision. Here they got a seat in the last row. Usually, when someone is getting a seat in the last row, last row in a hall where a program is live on the stage, people sitting in the last row may not be able to see clearly. So it is an inability. In order to speak about inability, what will we use? Were not able to. So the correct answer is were not able to. We got a seat in the last row. We were not able to see clearly what was happening on the stage. Now, 12th one. The light was so bright that I dashed see the vehicles coming from the opposite direction. So, in order to find this, find the answer of this, first you should convert this. First, you should take the opposite of this or the antonym of this sentence. That is, the light was so bright that the light was so dim that I. Then what will be the answer? I dashed see the vehicles coming from the opposite direction. I could see, but here the light is. Here the light was bright, so the answer is just the opposite of could. That is could not. The light was so bright that I could not see the vehicles coming from the opposite direction. Uh, Here, usually whenever the light from the vehicles coming from the opposite side is bright, the person driving in the other side will not be able to see properly. So here that negative situation happened in the past. Therefore, the answer is could not. The light was so bright that I could not see the vehicles coming from the opposite direction. Some of you might feel, why I said vehicles instead of vehicles. The correct pronunciation, according to uh, the received pronunciation accepted by Cambridge and Oxford universities, the correct pronunciation for the word with the spelling VEHICLES is vehicles, and that is the standard, or in other words, the widely globally accepted form of pronunciation for the word with the spelling VEHICLES. The correct pronunciation is vehicles. Okay, now section C or exercise C. Complete each sentence with could and an appropriate verb of sense. Complete each sentence with could, that is the past tense of can, and an appropriate verb of sense. Before moving on to the exercise, we need to read the description given here. With verbs of senses such as see, hear, taste, smell, and feel, it is more natural to use could and not was or were able to. So, before learning this sentence, in a single breath. Divide this sentence into two parts and learn. With verbs of senses such as see, hear, taste, smell, and feel. Focus on that much part. So, what all are the verbs of senses? See, hear, taste, smell, and feel. To see, it is the sense of sight. Those who are having a notebook or paper with you, please note down. The verbs of senses. You can either put bullets and write, or you can put numbers, digits, 1, 2, 3, etc. and write. So the first verb of sense is the sense of sight. Sense of sight. SIGHT. The second sense is the sense of hearing. HEARING. The next sense is the sense of taste. The sense of taste. The next sense is the sense of smell. The final one is the sense to feel, or the sense of feeling. You can write either the sense to feel or the sense of feeling. Okay. Now move on to the second part of that sentence. It is more natural to use could and not was or were able to. So what should we use? What should we use along with verbs of senses in a sentence? Could. Here they have given an example. I was able to smell rain is incorrect. Instead of that, what can we use to make it natural and correct? I could smell rain. I could smell rain. Now we can move on to the exercise. First one. It was a cold night. I could hear an owl hooting in a tree nearby. It was a cold night. I, past tense of can. I could hear an owl hooting in a tree nearby. Next one. I dash a drought coming through the window. I could see. So what is the verb of sense used here? The sense of sight. Along with the sense of sight, what did the writer use here? Could. I could see a drought coming through the window. Next one. I dash trouble brewing. Brewing is a feeling of a feeling that you will get when something dangerous is going to happen. If you're going near a factory producing harmful chemicals, you will feel a brew. So here the writer could feel trouble brewing. The answer is could feel trouble brewing. So the verb of sense used here is the sense of feel. So what did the writer used before the sense of feel? The writer used could. I could feel trouble brewing. Now the next one. The dinner was a huge spread. We dash a bit of everything. Usually when you're getting a uh, you're seeing a heavy meal in front of you while you're sitting in front of the dining table, what will you do? You'll just taste a bit of every dish that is kept on the table just in front of you, because or else your stomach will burst out. So here the answer is could taste. Could taste. The dinner was a huge spread. We could taste a bit of everything. The answer is could taste. So the verb of the verb of sense used here is the sense of taste. Before the sense of taste, what did the author use? Could. So the answer is could taste. Now the next one. When the train crossed the bridge, I dash the station at a distance. When the train crossed the bridge, I dash the station at a distance. The answer is could see. When the train crossed the bridge, I could see the station at a distance. So the verb of sense used here is the sense of sight. So the author is speaking about that in the past tense. So what form of verb did what adverb did the writer use before the verb of sense? Could. I could see the station at a distance. Just a minute. Let me pause in between. Those who want to ask any doubt or write your opinion can express it after the live stream through the form of comments. If you are writing right now, I will not be able to take the class and focus on your comments. Focus on your messages at the same time. That's why I just turned off the messages right now. Okay. That's why you can write during the live. You can write whatever you want to write after the live. But whatever you're writing should make a good sense, a positive sense. Negative comments will be deleted. So here the answer is I could see. The next one. Just as I entered the house, I dash cooking gas all round. So while you're speaking about gas, usually what verb of sense would you use? The sense of smell. So what will be the answer here? Just as I entered the house, I could smell cooking gas all around. So what's the verb of sense used here? The sense of smell. Before that, what should you use? Was able to or I could? I was able to or I could. The answer is I could. I could see the station at a distance. When the train crossed the bridge, I could see the station at a distance. Now the next one. Just as I entered the house, that's what I read just now, sorry. Next one. She was so frightened that she dashed her whole body trembling. She was so frightened that she dashed her whole body trembling. So here the writer is speaking about something uh, that the uh, writer experienced physically. So in that case, the verb of sense the writer should use is the sense of feel. So she was so frightened that she dash feel her whole body trembling. She could feel her whole body trembling. So the answer is could feel. She was so frightened that she could feel her whole body trembling. The answer is could feel. We dash the music in the valley below. So while you're enjoying a music, huh, or a sound, usually what would be the uh, verb of sense? We are speaking about the sense related to sound. So it is hear, sense of hearing. So the answer is we could hear the music in the valley below. Could hear is the correct answer. Now the next section, complete each sentence with could and an appropriate verb of thinking. So before this we learned about the verb of senses. Now we are going to learn about the verbs of thinking. With verbs of thinking such as decide, believe, remember, think, and understand, it is more natural to use could and not, was or were able to. So, for learning this also, we need to divide it into two parts. That is, with verbs of thinking such as decide, believe, remember, think, and understand, it is more natural to use could. So, what are the verbs of thinking? If you're having a notebook or paper, please note this down. Write a heading, write a subheading, not a main heading. Just write a subheading, verbs of thinking, and put bullets or numbers and note down. The first verb of thinking is decide. Decide. The next one is believe. Believe. First one is decide. 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 Second one is believe. BELIEVE. First one is decide. Second one is believe. Third one is remember. 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 Third one is remember. And the fourth one is think. Think. The last one is understand. Understand. So which all are the verbs of thinking? Decide, believe, remember, think, and understand are the verbs of thinking. So before these verbs of thinking, which adverb should we use? That is given in the second part of the sentence. It is more natural to use could and not was or were able, was or were able to. So we should use the adverb could and not the adverb and not the expression was or were able to. So in order to make the verbs of thinking natural, we should use could. With verbs of thinking such as decide, believe, remember, think, and understand, it's more natural to use could and not, Was or were able to. Next page. Watch out. Some users of English tend to use can or could with able to. This is wrong. So here the writer is telling that some uh, English speakers make the mistake of using can or could instead of able to. Here the writer gave an example also. The incorrect uh, sentences, I could able to hear him very well on the phone. There is no such form of grammar in English. The correct form is I was able to hear him very well on the phone. So the mistake is could. And the correction is was. I was able to hear him very well on the phone is the correct sentence. So the wrong sentence is I could able to hear him very well on the phone. That sentence doesn't make much sense. The sentence that make a proper sense is I was able to hear him very well on the phone. So the correct answer is I was able to hear him very well on the phone. Now, section E. Identify the errors in the sentences and rewrite them correctly. So, there are 5 questions that are written incorrectly and we have to correct it. Except for the first one, all other questions answers we have to find. The first one is done for students as an example by the writer. First one, I was not able to understand all of what he said, but I were able to understand meaning of most of what he said. So what is the mistake in the first sentence? Instead of writing or instead of speaking, I could understand, the writer or the speaker used were able to. So the correction is I could. Instead of were able to, it should be could. I could. So the correct answer is I was not able to understand all of what he said, but I could understand the meaning of most of what he said. Next one. When the top seeded player lost in the first round, nobody was able to believe it. So what will be the correction? Instead of able to, it should be could. The correct answer is when the top seeded player lost in the first round, nobody could believe it. Write either on your notebook or a paper. The correct answer for this sentence is could believe it. You do one thing, you write the question and then write the answer if you're not having the textbook with you. If you're having the textbook with you, just not could, or else you write the question when the top seeded player, when the top seeded player, top hyphen seeded, SEEDED, seeded player, 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 lost in the first round, lost in the first round, nobody was able to believe it, was able to believe it. Nobody was able to believe it. Believe it. Okay. Now the answer is when the top seeded player lost in the first round, when the top seeded player lost in the first round, when the top seeded player lost in the first round, nobody could believe it. Could believe it. I hope you have finished writing. Now the next one. When he woke up the next morning, he could barely able to remember anything that had happened the previous night. So the mistake in the sentence is could barely able to. When he woke up the next morning, he could barely able to remember anything that had happened the previous night. Write that question on a notebook or a paper or on your textbook. If sorry, or if you're having a textbook, you don't have to write the entire question and then write the answer. If you're having a textbook, just note down the answer, that is was not able to. Otherwise, note the question and then write the then note the answer. When he woke up in the next morning, when he woke up in the next morning, he could barely able to, barely, barely, barely able to remember, remember anything that, anything that, anything that had happened the previous night, the previous night. Now not the answer. The answer is was not able to, was not able to, was not able to. Okay. Now the fourth one. There was a lot of entertainment on the flight so that we was able to enjoy the flight thoroughly. There was a lot of entertainment on the flight so that we was able to enjoy the flight thoroughly. So uh, the main mistake here is that instead of saying we were, the other used we was, and also the instead of using could, the other wrote able. So here in this case, if you haven't learned of could, the answer would be were able to. But as you have learned the learned of using could, here the correct and most accurate answer is there was a lot of entertainment on the flight, so that we could enjoy the flight thoroughly. So those are not having the textbook with you, write the question first and then note the answer. The question is, there was a lot of entertainment on the flight. There was a lot of entertainment on the flight. Entertainment. Entertainment on the flight, comma, on the flight, 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 comma, so that we was able to enjoy the flight, was able to enjoy the flight. You can underline we was able in order to understand that it is incorrect. Just underline that, was able to enjoy the flight thoroughly. So the answer is could. We could enjoy the flight. We could enjoy the flight. Now, the last one. When I got back to the hostel, all I was able to think of was home. Those who are not having a textbook with you, please note the question and then write the answer. The answer is could. So the incorrect part in this sentence is was able to. The correction is could. The question is when I got back to the hostel, when I got back to the hostel, comma, all I was able to, all I was, when I got back to the hostel, comma, all I was able to think of was home. Think of was home. If you want, you can just underline was able to in order to make the incorrect part clearly uh, recognizable for you or identifiable for you. Okay, all I was able to think of was home. The question is when I got back to the hostel, all I was able to think of was home. Underline was able to. Now write the answer. You can either write just could or I could, or you can write the entire sentence as when I got back to the hostel, all I could think of was home. The rest of the topics in this chapter will be dealt in the next class. Thank you all. Have a nice time ahead.